Okay, this week we are dealing with chapters 1.2, 1.3, 1.5, I believe. Yeah. 1.2 is going to be broken into 2 days. 1.5 is 1 day. 1.3 is 1 day. So you have 4 lessons this week. I put it up on Tuesday. Actually, I think I put it up on Monday. Actually, it'll be up on Tuesday. So you can actually get ahead on all that stuff. Quiz Friday, your actual test will be next Friday, which means that over the weekend I'm probably going to put the rest of your videos up probably next Sunday or so you can try to get ahead and get some practice if that's the case. You've probably seen the order of operations before. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. General idea, PEMDAS. I hope you've seen that before. And what that stands for is parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. The essential question is, why are order of operations important? Well, math is a universal topic. Calculations in our school at Southeast should match every other school in our city, should match every other school in the state, should match every other school in the country, should match every other school in the globe. And if there were extraterrestrials, they would have the same order of operations that we follow because math is universal. So what order of operations does is it gives us all a guide. You should think of the order of operations like a judge that determines which answer is actually correct. Consider the following examples and do not pick one just yet. One person could say, I'm going to do the minus because it's in front. 8 minus 4 is 1. Carry that down and your answer is 5. Another student can say, well, my teacher taught me addition goes before subtraction, so 8 minus 4 plus 1 is 5, which is 3. And notice that there are two answers. We will not talk about which one is correct, but I will show you on the notes, and when I give you that notes in the last part, I will cross out the one that is incorrect. The thing is, you have to make sense of the rules. In math, especially those of you who struggle or who not struggle, those of you who have issues understanding certain things, it's because you haven't made it your own knowledge. So I'm going to help you make the order of operations your knowledge, and you should never need PEMDAS again. Addition and subtraction are the two lowest levels. They're like students in a lunch line. Male students can't cut in front of female students. Female students can't cut in front of male students. You have experienced this, hopefully at some point in a line, that students cannot step in front of other students because you're all students, you're all even. So plus and minus are the same level, okay? So if that's the case, how do we determine who to feed first? I mean, your common sense says we feed whoever's in line first. So if this was your line, Jim, Jane, Nadine, Matt, Kim, and Lonnie, there is no one in this line that is special if they are all students. You wouldn't feed Jane first just because she's a female. You wouldn't feed Kim first just because of anything special. You would have to go first person in line, next person in line, next person in line, next person, next person, next person. That has to happen. Otherwise, if the lunch lady comes out and gives Nadine the plate first, these two people are going to be upset because they got jumped in front of. So keeping the order in terms of order of operations is feed the operation or the person that is first in line. So some quick examples here. If you see all these here, you recognize that these are all low-level operations. So you do the first one that's in line and rewrite the rest. And you're going to have to rewrite the rest on your homework, so make sure you're practicing or writing these examples down so you have them handy. But again, first person in line. And first person in line would just be that addition. Your final answer is 9. You can only do one operation at a time on most of your homework, so again, make sure you're jotting these down so you know what you're doing. This is all students, or all low-level operations. 9 minus 6 turns to 3. Copy the rest. First person in line, 3 plus 2 is 5. Copy the rest. 5 minus 5 is 0. Copy the rest. Final answer is 6. Alright, so again, that's your main part there. Couple other examples real fast. Again, all students, all addition and subtraction. 9 plus 6 is 15, plus 1 minus 4 minus 2. Here, first student, 16 minus 4 minus 2. First student, 16 minus 4 is 12, minus 2, 12 minus 2 is 10, and that is all. On this one, these are all low-level operations. 8 minus 3 minus 1 plus 7. 5 minus 1 plus 7, 4 plus 7, 11. This is easy enough to do just because it is the introduction part, and what I am doing here is, again, I am going to separate low-level addition and subtraction, because if you think back to school, and this is how you remember it, first thing you learned was addition, second thing you learned was subtraction. That's the same operation as we'll learn in a little bit. It's just opposite directions. One of these is an enter door, one of these is an exit door, but it's the same door, just depends on what direction you're going. Next lesson I'm about to get into is going to introduce the next things we learned. After you did addition and subtraction, you went to multiplication and division. Same door, different directions. Your next level after that, or next lesson after that, will be your exponents and your parentheses, looking at how those work. But for right now, I'm just making sure you understand that. So the order of operations is the first experience in algebra that forces us to be patient and work out a problem one step at a time. Please do not rush through the problems. I'm going to put the notes up for this section if you are someone who likes to copy the notes. So I'm going to pause for 3 seconds in between, so please copy or pause the video and copy it, and then there is a second part of this video because you are 135. Alright, with that said, 1.2b is going to be the multiplication and division. So the past lesson, which is what we just talked about, discussed how to deal with addition and subtraction only. We learned to view addition and subtraction as students. This helped us to understand which operation to do first. But in terms of order of operations, if the first level is addition and subtraction, the second level is multiplication and division. Again, by first level I mean bottom floor, first floor. Second floor is going to be multiplication and division, which means it's more important than addition and subtraction. How does incorporating multiplication and division change what we've already learned? Because they are on a higher level, again, second floor, they become the first priority over addition and subtraction signs. Once multiplication and division are done, do what we just did in that first portion of this video, which is feed the first student. So if you think of students as addition and subtraction as students in a line, then we can think of multiplication and division as teachers. And if you remember, and I'm not going to put pluses and minuses, students could be in a lunch line. If a teacher, and I hope you've seen this, otherwise you're not paying attention, but if a teacher walks into the lunchroom, they do not stop behind the student. They go straight to the front, they get their food, and they go. If another teacher in line comes in, they walk straight to the front of the line, and they get their food, and they go. So that is true that teachers can cut in front of students, but that's because we have copies to make, we have phone calls to make, we have lessons to get done. So overall, we feed the teachers before the students. So all you have to do, if you want to really understand order of operations, is remember that teachers have to be fed first, then students. And again, how do you determine which student to feed or which teacher to feed first? You feed the first teacher in line. So let me make sure I didn't do that wrong. There you go. Okay. So your overall plan, in general, work out every single multiplication and division first. Then work out all your addition and subtraction. And again, it's not hard. It's just a matter of whether or not you will slow down and actually try to understand what's going on. The way I visualize it is I view these as low level. And so I say, is there any higher level operation? Yes. And the first one in line is division. So I do 9 plus 5 and then rewrite the rest. That's where rewriting comes in. And again, you are going to have to do this on your Math Excel, so make sure you're taking good notes on these examples. Is there a teacher in line, so to speak? Yes, there is. 9 plus 25 minus 5. No more teachers. Feed the first student. 34 minus 5, which is 29. Next question. Are there any, well, don't forget this means 2 times 10, by the way. Are there any teachers in line? Yes, there's one here, here, and here. That is not a parentheses. This just means multiplication. And the first teacher in line is right here. 6 plus 10, parentheses 10, divided by 25. Who's the first teacher in line? Right here, the multiplication. 6 plus 100, divided by 25. Who's the first teacher in line? Right there. 6 plus 4. Now there's only students. Answer your question. So again, work out all of your multiplication division first, which means all your teachers get fed first. Feed the first teacher, feed the first teacher, feed the first teacher, and then feed the first student. So in this case, your first teacher is right here. That's multiplication. 5 minus 3 plus 12. And then write the rest divided by 3 plus 1. Here's your teacher. 5 minus 3 plus 4 plus 1. No more teachers in line. Feed the students as they are lined up. And again, the beauty of MathXL, even though you're not going to like it, is that it does make you write each one of these things the right way. And if you skip something, you're not going to get the question right. Hopefully you send me a screenshot of your work if that happens, so I can tell you where your mistake is, because I don't think you realize that me telling you where your mistake is and you agreeing on how to do it is going to make you better at this. The first teacher in line here is that one. That becomes 8 minus 6 divided by 3 plus 8 divided by 2 times 2. Again, looking for the first teachers in line first. Here's a teacher. 8 minus 2 plus 8 divided by 2 times 2. Looking for the first teacher. There it is. 8 minus 2 plus 4 times 2. Looking for the first teacher. There it is. 8 minus 2 plus 8. Now, first student, answer. Alright. Key thing to know is that you just got to make sure that you are, again, working out things as they are. Again, if there are more teachers in one, pretty much feed the first teacher in line. So in this case, and I think we just went over it, Mr. Jones first, Miss Robinson second, Mr. Knox third, Miss Lindsay fourth. Then you feed James, Samantha, Roy, and Max. So again, make sure you understand that, because again, if you don't, it's going to cause you issues when you go to do your work today. Do not overwhelm yourself with numbers and operations. Again, just focus on what's done first. The key thing that happens when people see a question like this is they try to think about the answer. It's not about the answer. It's about that's first, this is second, this is third, that's fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So do that first. Focus only on that, then do that, and focus, focus, focus. So it's where your attention is that everything is, and everything else is good. Again, I am going to show the last set of notes, and I'm going to pause it for about 3 seconds, or stop for about 3 seconds. So pause it as you copy if that's what you're going to do. Other than that, make sure you answer this last question, and good luck.